Welcome everybody. I'm here with Peter from Hot Labs, one of the most successful projects building on Near and a lot of other chains as well. Peter, welcome.
Hi, Jared.
It's good to see you, man. So let's just jump right in here. You've been building for a long time. Hot Labs is the catch-all. You've got a lot of projects that you've built over times that have evolved and stuff. So for everyone listening, what is Hot Labs now?
So we started Hot Labs last year in 2024, and we started with making this chain abstracted wallet, Hot Wallet, and then we was expanding to multi chains, and we figure out a lot of things we need to fix, and we end up building our own chain abstracted infrastructure. It's based on Near, but it's supported right now more than 14 chains. Including this very specific chains like Ton, Solana, Stellar. Like it supported many non-EVM chains as well. And we as Hot Labs, we're developing a lot of open source product to make the whole internet, whole Web3 chain abstracted. That's the goal. The goal is you don't need gas. You can use your DeFi if you, for most of use cases, especially for like transfers, swaps, things like this. You can use any currency from any blockchain very seamlessly, and there is no any like risk of regulation, risk of blocks, risk of like centralization. That's the vision. Like, and we experienced a lot with like we started last year with a wallet, and we onboarded more than 30 million users for last year. We faced a lot of users problem, especially with like all this multi-chain stuff. And the gas fees, the bridging assets, the joining apps on different chains, like a lot of local specific about like your gas price, your like storage cleaning, like all these things was very, very painful. And we have support of 8 full-time people who are like spend the whole day in chats to like answer user questions. And we probably answer like dozens of thousands support reply. And probably one of a few team who really understand pain of being multi-chain today for regular users. And having this in mind, we kind of really have a vision of like how Web3 should look like in a 2 and 3 years. And that's what like it's not only about the wallet product. It's about some infrastructure we have to build. And I'm very happy that our vision is very aligned with Near One team, for example, with both. And we're building a few great products together with Hot Labs to make this world chain abstracted.
Man, Peter, it is. I mean, we were talking earlier. We've talked a few times over the years, and it's just like seeing how much how much you've shipped. That is just like I can't even explain to people that gets one. You and your team are just really why it's amazing to see how much you guys ship. But also in doing that and shipping so much and iterating, you are now on the front of the wave of this chain abstraction. And it's really good because you are aligning what you said there with Near One, which is the team that builds out a lot of the blockchain stuff, and your team are working together a lot. Can we kind of break down like what your relationship or how you guys are working together to help achieve this vision of chain abstraction?
With Near One, there is like if we're talking about chain abstractions, there's like four main like infrastructure things which need to be done. First of all, is chain signature, right? We need one chain to be able to control assets on another chain, and that's why we work with Near One team very close. We have actually the same code base which we both contribute. We started it a little like earlier, and then they joined in like early this year to like start contribute this stuff too. They're doing amazing job. Like they have very strong engineers, and we're building together this like whole core. So hot protocol core and near chain signature core is like 95% the same. We have a different validation. We have different like use cases on the product part, but we have the shared security audit, which have this shared code base. We contribute there together, and that's what we do like completely together. The other thing, the second big part of infrastructure is bridges. And right now we have a understanding that there's a two type of bridges that need to be done on Near. The one of them is bridges with which called light clients. This is bridge for Bitcoin. This is bridge for Zcash. This is a bridge for Ethereum. This is a very technical, complicated bridge where you have to implement light client for every specific chains. And this bridge is mostly for like people who want to like lock like hundreds of millions of dollars. You want to trust to like very like simple to cryptography. You don't want to trust any infrastructure. You want to only bet for your light clients. That's what the Near One team mostly focus on. And we are making something what we call hot bridge. Hot bridge is actually very flexible, very fast bridge, which support more than 14 chains right now, where we can add support of new chain in a few days because we use this our chain signature nodes, and we just add specific like clients for specific chains, and we make them all connected to near. This is mostly for intense use cases, for meme coin use cases, for use case of like specific fund, fast chain like Ton or Stellar, and like we really follow the market. Like the light class is something very fundamental for very conservative people who, like when it comes around like use DeFi for like Zcash. And the hard part, we disrupting the market. Like everything, every cool thing's happening. NFT gifts on Ton. We are like 2 weeks after we will have our NFT bridge there on top of our hard bridge infrastructure. And the Web3 is a lot about narratives, and Near is like has a like usually very conservative, right, and doesn't ship fast. And our like the synergy we found with Near One team is we can actually be in like in top first players in every niche happen and make this niche happens on Near chain abstraction. That's the goal. So this is a team where we like work on the same product but different parts.
Hearing that Near One and the Hot Labs team are working together, like that's just like two teams that ship all the time. And you make a really good point with like how you guys find a synergy together. That's a really cool. I'm glad to see that that's how that's going. I didn't know that, so thanks for that. That's cool. So let's talk about like a couple examples of that if you have some. Like there's been a couple chains added lately. How did you guys help with that? What was or how did you work together for that?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Like for example, recently there was a new chain like Polygon and Binance Smart Chain, and this chain is fully connected with Hot Bridge. That means every wrapped asset on Near secured by Hot Bridge. Like if you want to bridge money to Stellar from or to Polygon to Binance Smart Chain, there and back, it's all happening on top of Hot Bridge. That's like full energy synergy. We iterated our bridge a lot to work very seamlessly with Near intents. And how users can feel it is you don't need Near to bridge your assets on Near. That sounds crazy, but the bridge is designed to be fully trustless. You submit all proof, all your like instruction, what to do with your money on your native chain. Like if you wanna swap money from like Polygon to Binance Smart Chain, you create this transaction on Binance Smart Chain, and then you submit it to our locker. On Near, you don't need anything. We just will use your intent, which you submitted on Base, and we will execute it on Near, and we will withdraw your money to Binance Smart Chain. This integration, that's what we was working for like last 4 months since Denver with Alex team about intents. And that's how we have like so seamless experience. And it's fully trustless for people to use like this chain abstraction stack. And this is just one of examples where like Near Intents team, Near One, and Hot like connecting our pieces of infrastructure together, so users would not feel this is a different infrastructure at all.
The light client, you said it's super technical. What is some like the key technical points of that make that so unique?
Yeah. So what problems they trying to solve light clients? We are on Near, and we want to prove that users deposited $1,000 for us on like Bitcoin, and then we will give them the $1,000 wrap tokens on intents, right? And how most of clients work, they have kind of network of like validators who like check in the state of their Bitcoin and submit, yeah, this transaction exists. And this requires some sort of trust. Like these validators need to be like some sort of like threshold, or they have to be running T's, like a lot of things which need to be done. And on the other side, there's a thing which called light clients. So we actually store the root hash of the whole Bitcoin blockchain on Near. And every block on Bitcoin we submit inside Near. Like not the whole block, we submit headers. It's not that heavy. But inside Near blockchain, we can verify any transaction exists inside Bitcoin blockchain just because we have these proofs of the like we have these headers of the blocks. That's very strong cryptography. It's hard to implement for many chains specifically. It's very hard to do for L2s. It's hard to do for Solana. But for some fundamental chains like Ethereum, Bitcoin, it's possible to do. It's like, and Near is the only place where it's like pretty cheap because light clients store a lot of things in their blockchain state, and Near has charging. It's a perfect match.
What do you think about Near intents, and how do you understand the chain abstraction and how it works on Near and all that?
Yeah. Yeah. So near intense is a very powerful engine how users from any chain can control their assets on this intense balance. And separately, this is a like swap protocol. So let's start with this engine because for me it's more exciting things to start. So the idea is usually for blockchain, if you have your money on Base, you need to have a specific Base wallet. You need to have specific sort of transactions you have to sign. And if you have 10 different non-VM chains, you have very specific transaction in each of them. So what Near Intense did, they created one smart contract which support transactions from all these chains, from AVM chains, from Solana, it's ton coming. And that's mean if you have any of this wallet, you don't need Near wallet. You don't need like if you have money on Ton, you don't need to create like another wallet. You can use your Ton wallet to control your balance on Intense. That's very powerful stuff because it's a lot about the mass adoption for people, right? Because then, like even in chain abstraction world, someone still store your private key, right? And it's something signs and messages in specific format, and we will one way we force all people go to chain abstraction wallet, which we also do in hot. But we also have a billion people who use like MetaMask, right, and like Phantom. And new intense allow you control your chain abstracted balance with your Phantom wallet because they support all this authorization way from all these chains. That's very powerful engine. We use it a lot on top of hot and near intense where gas refuel with hot. Hot bridge like deposit withdraw, test nets. If you